Hello and good evening, everyone. And guess what? It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's time for First and Foremost. I am your host, First Lady Lakeitha London. I am excited to be here with you today. I want to take this opportunity first to get things out of the way. I want to thank my sponsors, Elegant Beauty Cosmetics. Elevate your beauty routine with Elegant Cosmetics. First and Foremost family, take advantage of that 15% off. My niece has some beautiful products, and they're beautiful products, so please take advantage of that 15% off for my First and Foremost family. I'd like to thank TaylorMade Bodybuilding and Construction. If your body is not becoming to you, then you need to be coming to Audrey. Summer is practically here, and if you need to get your body right, you need to get in contact with Minister Audrey. You'll see a commercial from her next week. But if you want to get in contact, just put a little note in the comments, and I'll make sure that you get her information. I want to thank last week's guest, First Lady Renisha Joy May. Was such a delight. I've been thinking about her all week. She was so unassuming but so powerful, and that's why it's so important for us not to judge a book by a cover, and certainly not to judge a first lady by the way she looks, because she laid it down last week. And I told her the information that she's an educator, so you know certain educators exude that intelligence and that intellectual, and she really did just that, and she made it so plain that I told her even a caveman can understand that. So I appreciate her spirit being on here. She was so funny, so entertaining, and I just thank you. And we will be in contact, because I definitely want to use you for an upcoming program, because I cannot let what God has given you, and I'm not saying it's going to waste, but I definitely want to have it spread it out a little bit more. So thank you again so much for joining me on last week. So we will be in contact. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce the greater woman behind the greater man of God, that is Pastor Clarence Johnson of the Community Pilgrim Baptist Church. In the first chair tonight, ladies and gentlemen, First Lady Latoya Johnson. And I want you guys to know the husband is here too in the studio. So if she doesn't ask the questions, you have to talk to him about it later on, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
It is truly my pleasure. And you guys will find out later the connection from one of my other first ladies that were here. So I want to say this, and then we're going to get right into some questions, because you said that you were nervous, and I love the fact that I can do this little thing that will get my first ladies a little calmer, okay? Okay, so we're creating a space here for thoughts that didn't get voiced, and we're inviting honesty, real honesty about what it means to walk in this particular role. Being a first lady is not just a title. It's not a position beside someone. It's a lived experience, and we're living that every day. And tonight we open the floor not just to ask questions, but to have our questions answered, but to understand better, and not just to respond, but certainly to reflect. So I want you guys out there to just think about this as we begin. What have we truly misunderstood about the role of the First Lady? So we're going to play this game called Tell the Truth, First Lady. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Have you ever smiled through a sermon while secretly thinking about lunch or dinner?
Oh, all the time.
Tell the truth, First Lady. What's your favorite seat in the church, and why?
The fourth row.
Why is that?
It's not too far and it's not too close.
I hear you. And is that your chair? That's your
my
seat?
chair.
Okay, that's your seat. Okay. Have you ever nodded amen even though you missed what the pastor just said to you?
Yes.
I think we all have to do a little bit of that. I think we all have to do it. Tell the truth, First Lady. Are you early, on time, or church on time?
I'm just on time.
Okay. All right. Which church announcements do you wish that would disappear forever?
That's a good one.
Do you guys still do announcements?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
Yes, we
so
do.
which one would you like to have eliminated?
None.
Okay.
Because we are like straight to the point.
Okay, because you know a lot of churches are using the monitors now, so well, that's a whole nother situation. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you during a church service?
What's the funniest thing? Directing the choir and not giving them the right verse to sing.
They know, but did we know because your back is turned towards us? Is that right? I love that. I love that. Have you ever hidden from someone at church because you weren't ready for a long conversation?
Oh, yes. Yes.
You hear that, Jason?
Yes.
It's okay to hide,
It's
Jason.
okay.
It's okay. Tell the truth, First Lady. What song instantly puts you in a good mood?
When my husband sings what is that song? I would ask him right now.
Yeah, ask him.
Yes, I really love the Lord.
Okay. But is it because Pastor sings it or because you feel that?
I feel it because a lot of times people don't know what I've been through, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
Amen.
the words is, you don't know what he's done for me. Gave me the victory. I really love him. And trust me, because my husband,
Of course. Now, this is our last Tell the Truth questions as we transition into some of our more important questions. Tell me the truth, First Lady. What truth about yourself took years to embrace?
Speaking my mind straight without thinking.
Talk to me about that.
It's normally like if I get caught off guard or someone approaches me wrong, I'm quick to just go instead of thinking about, you know.
Think about it. That's the
before
operative.
I speak, you know, think before you speak. So, yeah.
Okay, I definitely understand that. Oh, you know what? This is a good time because Pastor just left. I guess he's taking a phone call, so this is good. So talk to me about the story of becoming Latoya. Talk to me about your childhood, your upbringing, how you got in church, what we see here is what we get. Talk to me about that.
My father's side was church. My mom, she was church.
Are you from Detroit?
I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
A lot of people think I'm not because of how I talk, but we come from a church background, you know, and while we were growing up, we didn't go all the time, but we did go, you know. And so once I met my husband, I was in it all the time.
Yeah.
But my uncle on my dad's side, he wasn't going to church a lot, and he came and found us.
Okay.
And he brought us back to the church.
That's awesome.
And my mom, when we were going, because at first we were Kojic, Baptist.
Okay. Just going to church.
We were just going to church, and we just, you know, went whenever my mom didn't really say, hey,
right,
you know, you got to go. We went when she go.
Right.
So that was our background.
Growing up, how did you grow up? How many siblings do you have? What's going on with that?
I have 5 sisters. Well, really 6. I have no brothers. Grew up with my mom. She was a single mom, very strong. Taught us a lot of things. I watched her and my dad work on cars. So I took a liking to that myself. So a lot of people be shocked when I tell them I know how to change my brakes, I know how to change my oil or
That's
change
awesome.
my tire.
That's awesome. Independence.
We didn't grow up with everything, but we grew up with what we needed.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was structure. We were taught how to be responsible. With my mom being working and her being a single mom, we had the village of my great-grandmother, my aunties,
That's amazing.
my grandfather. And so that was our upbringing. We didn't have much, but we enjoyed our life. You know, we had struggles like everybody else,
of course.
you know. As I got older, you know, going to school and then, you know, having my difficulties, I ran into an issue as far as being a victim of molestation. So that was a part of my life that I hid for a long time. And then as we got older, you know, we started having kids. Me and my husband at a young age, but I still graduated with my son walking across the stage. And yeah, it's life. It's just life, you know, what I've been going through. So, but when I met him, his family took me in, and been going to church ever since, and to this point. Great father-in-law. I call him my father because I've been around them for 30 years.
Wow.
And his mom is just like my mom, even though I have my mom.
Yes.
You know, but she's my mom too. And I grew up with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up with all his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even call them sister-in-laws. I wish somebody would call me a sister-in-law.
I don't like that either. Mm-hmm.
They're my sisters, you know. And I love each and every one of them. So really,
shout out to all the sisters.
Yes, all the sisters.
Okay, please.
Because I got some
shout outs.
I got 5 on this side, and I got 4 on this
Well,
side.
give them a shout out, and I hope they're listening.
Yes.
And let them know that you love them and care for them and all of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good history. So talk to me, because your sister is married to a brother. So I'm looking forward to hearing that story.
So when I met my husband, I was actually coming home from school. I had 2 ponytails in my hair.
She remembers it all.
And I just ran a track meet. And so his sister seen me walking down the street and dared him to come talk to me. So when he did it, you know Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
Shanae.
Oh, Lord.
It's Wanda. You say Wanda, but
from Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
That's a whole different person.
Yeah,
You're right.
but
Okay.
they both act the same,
Yes,
right?
they do.
And so he was like, "Hey," and they're in their voices.
Yes.
And so I told my sister Naomi, I said, if he comes, we're gonna take off running because he might be slow, you know. And so
he's in the studio.
Yeah, he's in the
Just
studio.
want you
He
to
knows
know.
the
He
story,
hears
but,
this.
we get to the end of the block, and we were so tired. And so when he came up behind me, he said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was just like, "Oh, okay." Well, then turned around, asked me, "Did I have a boyfriend?" I said, "Yes." Unfortunately, that didn't last, and so we ended up talking. And from there, we was irresistible.
Inseparable.
So,
I love that.
We've been together like Bonnie and Clyde.
So your sister, how long have they been married? And how long, what's the...
Well, me and my husband been married 21 years.
Wow, congratulations,
Going on
Pastor.
22 years this year.
Wow.
So, and my sister, she ended up meeting my brother-in-law, right after me. And so they end up together, which I was upset, but
I understand
I'm
that.
happy
now. Right. I understand that.
But
Yeah.
it was a great match for them.
Yeah.
But they've been married, I want to say 20.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. Well, that speaks to longevity.
Yeah, it's
so
very
that's
longevity.
Awesome.
So I'm glad that God placed us with them because, you know, that's a stability in our life, you know.
And certainly a good connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, all around. I love that. And I'm familiar with the John, so it's a lot of them. So it's always
Oh.
something to do, someplace to go, somebody to be with. So you're never alone. So I understand that. So talk to me about the demographics of your church, Community Pilgrim. What's the demographics?
We have a lot of older members, and we have some younger members, but a lot of older members.
What is the strongest ministry in your church? What do you think is the strongest ministry in your church? The choir?
It could be the choir,
yeah.
but all our ministries is strong. You know,
Good answer.
We don't have like a not strong ministry because everybody still works with everybody.
Absolutely.
Even if they're not
in that ministry.
If we got to go out and pass out flyers, you know, we're all going out together.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the youth, whether it's the usher board, whether it's the nurses,
Yeah.
you know, we all come together as a ministry. So I guess the entire church is
Well, that's a good answer. What do you think that first ladies give up that we don't talk about?
I would say my peace.
Please share. Talk more about that.
Because it's so much. By me being just a new to the first lady, not say position, but the title of it.
Yes.
You take in a lot, especially if you come to church and you have some people that's hurt, church hurt,
yeah.
family hurt, or just hurt, you know, and then you got your own situations where you're trying to be open to listening to everything that's going on. And so sometimes that can be overwhelming.
Yes, for sure.
You know, especially if you're not used to it.
Exactly.
You know, and I understand now what my husband go through, you know, and it's kind of uneasy sometimes. Where to the point where you just take it home with you. You know, and sometimes you don't want to have to take it home with you.
Often.
Yeah.
I would ask Pastor this question because I promised I wouldn't have a male pastor in this seat because y'all got the pulpit every Sunday. But what do you think the first ladies have to give up? She said her piece. What are your thoughts about that, Pastor? Did you hear what she said?
Yes.
I'm sorry if I put you on the spot. That's the consequences of coming to the show. But I like the way you said that though. So I want to know what you feel.
It's okay. It's often when it's like with your family. Sometimes you're dealing with your own struggle, and you're trying to help people through their struggle.
Yes.
So when you're a pastor, first lady, sometimes you look at like
You don't go through anything.
So, yeah.
Like you're human.
Hallelujah.
So they expect like even if just regular things, like you're sick, like how are you?
You can't be sick.
Like you're the pastor.
Right. Yeah.
But they would call you to come to pray for them, to seal them when they're sick. And so sometimes as pastors and first ladies, sometimes you feel like you need that covering.
Absolutely.
And someone to check on you as well.
Absolutely.
So sometimes, you get those that's there, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
sometimes, you be like, hey, I need that.
You need it too. The short version of what Pastor Clarence said is that so often people feel that the first lady and the pastor are superhuman, that they don't go through certain things, that they can't be sick, that they can't have their own personal issues. But that is truly a misconception because we're going through what we're going through and still praying for you.
Yes.
So yeah, I can definitely agree with that peace situation 100%. Thank you, Pastor Clarence, for that. Do you think that the expectations placed on the first ladies reflect a broader expectation placed on women in society? I love this question.
Repeat the question.
The question is, do you think the expectations that's placed on the first ladies reflect the broader expectations of women in society, period? To be seen, not heard. Because someone posted today that they're still having problems with women being in the pulpit. So, I'm saying, so are we to be seen and not heard? Are we to be...
I'm really neutral about it because as this day and age is going by, you have a lot of women ministers and preachers and evangelists and elders. So, somebody said to me, like, you're going to start preaching now? And I'm like, he haven't called me to preach.
Wow.
I can sit, but that's not me.
Right. Right.
I work a lot in the church, and I love working in the church because that's something that I do. I enjoy doing that without anyone having to ask me.
Right.
If I see it lacking somewhere, you're gonna see me right there.
Right.
So to be the first lady to the outcome of everyone else, I'm very neutral about it.
Okay. I just believe, even in that realm, I think the first lady, Jason, was it? I don't know if that was Lady Carly. Someone said just last week that their husband had, that was Lady May, who's talked about how she and her husband, she thanks God for him because he knows how difficult it's been for the woman to be in the pulpit in the forefront. And I'm like, this is 2026. Get with the. I'm just saying it still exists
anyway because I got to direct the choir sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not preaching.
But I'm not preaching.
Right.
But I do go out and speak.
But you're not preaching.
But I'm not preaching. Yeah. So I'm sitting there where I'm normally sitting and I'm taking in the word. So like I said, I feel neutral about it. So.
Okay. I still think that we have, and as a matter of fact, audience, please answer this question online. First Lady, I don't know why I keep calling her First Minister Jackie, my assistant, is taking in these questions, and I want to have some dialogue with my audience. Do you think that the expectations placed on First Ladies reflect broader expectations that's placed on women in society in general? Please call in to 313-759-1568. Or you can just text it in the comment section. My assistant is waiting for that. I'd be interested to see, to hear people's response. Now, let me ask you this. Are First Ladies judged more for what they do or how they present themselves?
I feel, to be honest.
That's what the chair for, be honest.
How they present themselves.
And that's the truth. That is the truth, yes.
And I'm gonna present myself as I'm not an always hat person. You know, I wear it when I want to. My husband want me to wear it more, but you know, I don't consider myself to be seen. You know, I just like to be there, even though they notice me.
Oh yeah, they're gonna notice you.
But I just like to be there. You know.
One of the things that I think is interesting that you did say about it is because a lot of, even the First Ladies that I've had on here, and I always tell our First Ladies, I say, I know you guys wear many hats, but the only hat that I'm concerned about is your First Lady hat, because even though you're a minister, now you've got your PhD and you're working beside your husband, in many cases, you're still going to be considered the First Lady. So, I mean, and that's just the bottom line. You do have that title, you've gained it, but it's still not going to be recognized that much. So, I guess we'll wait for the audience to chime in on that. Do we expect First Ladies to be strong leaders, but still not be too outspoken? You and I spoke about this before the show even started. For First Ladies to be strong leaders, but still not be outspoken.
You sound like... Do they expect us to be strong leaders? We're going to be leaders anyway because we are examples.
Well, we talked about this a minute ago. Not all of...
Not everyone.
Exactly.
But what the expectations of you. You know, you are a prime example to others. So they're going to look at you as that. But to look at you, they're going to say, hey, say for instance, you having a meeting. First Lady, what you want us to do? That's still a part of leading. You know, you have to lead them in the way that you present yourself. So,
I think we tone down some of what we do because we're going to be strong in our positions. And you said this earlier. You have to think now about what you say because I don't want to be too outspoken about it. I just want to let me find the right words to say.
Yeah. So I met when we had our ministers' wives and widow wives, and a question was asked about how would you handle a certain situation if a member came at you in the wrong way. And I, of course, me.
Yes.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. But an elder told me, she said, you're going to learn how to shut up. And I was like, what?
I was there when it happened.
And so I'm like, who's she talking to? Who's she telling the guy to shut up? And you came out, you said, wait.
Hold on a second.
Wait a minute, hold on. And so I learned just recently what she was talking about. And I had to learn to not shut up, but just to be silent, because now you have to allow God to manifest in what's going on. And because we don't allow God to do it because we're so busy trying to handle it ourselves, we're not allowing God to do what he needs to do.
Very
true. And every time we do that, God say, hey, since you want to go ahead and fix it yourself, I'm going to step back and watch what's going to happen. And so sometimes we have to take ourselves and say, watch what manifests around us. Because when we do that, God is working. You know, and I had to learn that the hard way. But he told me, he said, you need to
tone it down.
Take a
moment.
Silence yourself. and let me do what I need to do.
Do you think most of, and this is women in ministry, first ladies, those messages, like you said, they come from God at those times? Because you're waiting to hear that, because everybody's heart is not ready to receive that, because you could have still went off.
A lot of people take it as a disrespect or take offense to the silence.
That is true. Yes.
And sometimes you don't have to tell them why you're being silent, because that's not what God wants you to do.
Right.
You know, he wants you to listen to him, and however they take it, that's how they take
That's
it.
how they take it.
But he has to work. You know, he has to work through it, and you're gonna go through something.
Absolutely.
You know, they're gonna judge you on it, but you still have to be what? Silent.
Yeah, you have to hear it. Yes, true. Have you ever felt pressure to show up a certain way spiritually, emotionally, or even in your appearance? I love this question. Have you ever felt pressure to show up a certain way spiritually, emotionally, or even in the way that you dressed?
When I first came into the position that I'm in as far as First Lady, I was so nervous because I felt like my outfit wasn't right, you know? And so I would ask my husband, like, how does this look? Does this look like this is First Lady material? And he like...
And your husband say, just put a hat on, you'll be all right.
And so I used to be like, this dress is short. You know, you feel the pressure of how do you appear in front of them, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want to appear wrong. And so as I adapted to where I am right now, my attire changed. Not just because, you know, I feel someone else feels some type of way, but because I feel that type of way.
Absolutely.
If you're watching social media, right? And I was watching a video, and a lady was singing in the pulpit with ministers. And so the ministers looked this way because of what she had on, right? It was tight. And when I seen it, I said, is that me in the pulpit when I'm directing the choir?
Wow.
Is that me when I stand up and they're watching me?
Wow.
Maybe I need to change something about me
Wow.
and how I appear, right? So now I wear clothes that's not too fitting, but loose. You know, I love my flare out dresses. I don't know, I didn't get adapted to it, my pleats and everything. But now I'm more conservative about myself.
I love what you said about that, because basically the story is we have to look at ourselves. We always got to be conscious about what it is we're doing before we start saying, wait a minute, what's going on? And I think that leads to why they don't want the ladies ministers in the pulpit. I think it's attire, because I'm saying a lot of stuff, and let me just digress to this. Do you think that Hollywood dictates fashion for the regular folk?
I do.
Okay, and I think that's why
it's a persona about themselves, of what they show themselves in front of people. And so when people see that, they're like, hey, I need to do that, I need to wear that, this is what I need to wear. No.
And that's what I say, because if Hollywood is wearing, I think a lot of us think that we can wear it, but I don't think that that's true. But I love the fact that, again, you just got to look at yourself. You check it out for yourself, because pastor shouldn't have to say, now you know that's inappropriate. We feel some kind of way about it. Wait a minute, if you got my rule of thumb is if you second guessing it, then it ain't right. Go change your clothes.
I always ask him, I say, hey, tell me how I look, and you know, he'll say, you look good. But me, in my mind, I'm like, no.
Okay, but again, so why she even ask you, pastor? If she's still gonna do what she want to do.
Because I love to hear his opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now that's something that my sister Vaughn would say. If you're listening, Vaughn, that sounds like something you would say. She loves her opinion. Let me ask you a personal question, because I know you and Pastor are so close in age. What would people be surprised that Pastor helps you with?
Advice,
but that's kind of to be expected, right?
Yeah, because I'm a year older than Pastor, so I used to get mad at him because I'm like, you don't know nothing. I'm older than you, you know. But I found that to be very wrong. You know, my husband is very wise and very smart, good in his word and teaching, and I'd be amazed every time I look at him when he's preaching the word and he's teaching the word. And I just smile because me, personally, I'm like, this man, he is very smart. But, you know, but to see him, you know, in his element of what he loves to do, it puts a smile on my face.
When is the proudest moment you've ever had related to Pastor? One of your proudest moments with him?
When he accepted his calling.
Did he tell you second? You heard me say second.
I actually told him. And when we were cleaning up the closet, and I told him, and he knows what I'm talking about, because I was cleaning out my closet and I'm sweeping, and he came in the room, and I said, God wants you to clean out your closet because you're going to be caught. But his calling is when he woke up at 4 a.m. I didn't know. I'm just telling him what God told me.
Right.
But not knowing that that's what was going to happen, you know. And he woke up and he said, I'm looking at him, I'm hearing him crying and walking back and forth. And I said, what's going on? What's wrong? He said, it's time. And I said, time for what?
Wow.
He said, it's time.
Wow.
And I said, huh? He said, I got to call my daddy.
Okay.
He said, God told me he's ready for me to preach. And then he looked over and said, are you ready to be a first lady? And I said, I guess, you know.
Well, what did it say? It comes with it. It comes with the position. It comes with the position. So I certainly do understand that. Talk to me about your children, because I know you're a young woman, but you've got children of age.
Yes, I have 6 kids. I have 5 boys, 1 daughter.
Oh, poor baby, your daughter.
No, you said that to the boys.
Okay,
that's the boys,
sure.
Because she's something else with them. But I have 5 handsome young men. I have 3 in the military.
Okay.
And no, I have 4 in the military. I have my daughter and my 3 sons.
Okay.
I have 1 in college. I mean, and he was in college, but he took a break, so he's working at DMC Hospital.
Great.
And then I have my my son Terrion. He's still trying to figure it out, you know, and that's just life, you know.
Yes.
But they're all doing well. I have 9 grandkids.
Oh my goodness.
So if people look at me and they be like, she don't look like she got grandkids.
Right.
But yeah, I have 9 grandkids, 2 granddaughters, and 7 grandsons.
Oh my goodness. Tell me something that people would be, first of all, you do everything. You skate, you dance, you do everything. And I think it's wonderful. We had a skating party and you were doing all kind of stuff. You know, I fell that night and hurt my head. It was, nobody even came to my rescue. I was like, oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear you say that, because I was like, wait a minute, now I'm going on with this terrible headache. My daughter didn't see me. No, I'm like, wait a minute, I did fall right over there, you know, but it's okay. But you guys and your family was there supporting, so I appreciate all of that. I really appreciate all of that. What do you like to do in your downtime? Because I know you work a lot. I know you have things going on. What do you do for Lady Latoya? What do you do?
I'm actually trying to figure out Lady Latoya.
Good. I love that.
Because by me raising, and me and my husband raising our kids, you tend to get lost.
Yes.
And doing so much.
Yes.
And so you don't notice that you get lost.
That's true.
And everything that you normally do.
That's true.
You turn your focus on
children,
them and making sure everything is okay with them. And so I've gotten used to driving them to practice, to school, to work, to here and there. And so, and then being at games and all of the above, you know. And so Toya has been doing it for so long that when they left, because I'm an empty nester.
Wow, after all of that.
When they left, I got scared.
Now that's truth. That's just true talk. I understand that.
I tried to find something else to do. So I started stripping my walls in the house and painting and doing things out that was not of use and stuff like that.
Just filling time and space.
Yeah, and so when I got done with that, I was just like, now I'm empty again, you know, and what can I do to fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he said?
What?
Get quiet. Sit down and enjoy the silence in the house.
For sure. That's what I was going to say.
So that you can find out who you are.
Yes.
And so when I come home from work, sometimes I'll sit in silence just for about an hour or two.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I'll get my phone and be on my phone. But I enjoy the silence. So now it's just trying to figure out where I am and what I want to do.
Understood.
I love skating. I also draw.
Oh, that's good to know. I'm a draw too. That's good to know.
I love.
Sister Allen asked me to draw some pictures. I'll be giving them to you from now on. Okay, very good.
I love to hustle. You know, ballroom and stuff like that. But I mostly enjoy the silence.
Yes, I'm with you on that for sure.
Even though I got to get used to it, you know, still, but sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming of the silence because I'm used to my kids and my husband being there. So my husband went and got me a dog.
Oh, that's so sweet. Because I mean, it's work. It's another kid. It's another kid. It is another kid.
Benjamin. But I've gotten attached to him.
Good.
As he said, I gotten attached to him. But I still like my silence.
Of course. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. I love to get in my quiet space. When I think London and we're gone this weekend, I didn't do anything. I didn't even get out of the bed. I was so happy. Oh my goodness, I was just so happy. But anyway, what's something that you wish that you could say to every first lady who feels unseen or overwhelmed? And especially, this is a good question for you because I know as you became a pastor's wife and trying to get involved in fellowship district and minister's wives and all of that, one of the reasons that you and I both joined that is really for mentorship, to find out what do we do when we sometimes feel unseen or overwhelmed. So talk to me about that.
What I want to say?
Look in this camera. That's your camera. So talk to every first lady who feels unseen or overwhelmed.
Don't worry about being unseen because you're going to be seen anyway.
They're watching you.
And the overwhelming part, I just say get silent. I had to learn that and just let God work because, you know, what we can't figure out, He can figure out.
Absolutely.
You know, so try to do that.
I love that. Tell the people, try to do that because that is something that we
try to do that.
We have to do that. Yeah, because we definitely have to do.
Because we talk too much.
Yeah, women in general.
Yeah, we do. And we when we talking, we're not listening.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
And I'm talking about me.
Yeah,
because I still do it sometimes too. And we have to learn what we speak. So take in what we speak as well.
Absolutely.
And so now that I'm learning that, you know, that's something that we all have to try to learn. And so with my sister being the first lady, sometimes I will call her and talk to her. And the best advice, and for her, she's before me. She's my big sister in her position. So it's cool to have to go to her and talk to her and get get advice from her. Yes. And she also says that her favorite thing is to pray about it, you know, and allow God to manifest in what we need to hear.
For sure. You know what, you're saying a lot of stuff, and I know you're not a minister, but you speak like that, and that could be a testament to your husband, but oftentimes we as our first ladies, because I'm sure when people are listening to this and hearing this, you're not and forgive me for this expression, you're not Bible thumping, but you're speaking truth here about what we need to do as women, to be quiet, to listen sometimes, to listen for ourselves so that we can hear what God is telling us.
Yeah.
This role that we're in is something that people outside of it can never really understand. And I don't understand why they don't understand, because you're a woman too. We are married to the pastor. So when we go home from the pastor, we washing clothes, we fixing cars, we doing this, we're doing that. We're doing all of these things, but people out here in the world think that we're what? Being pampered, not doing anything. Like Pastor said, we're oblivious to any issues. We're not living like that. One of the things that First Lady Smith Perkins said is that the misconception is that they think that we're rich. So we think when I'm not being bothered with you, I'm on some trip or got people waiting around for me. I don't know where that came from.
This position.
Which speaks about the positioning and what people think about what the first lady is. It's not about money. I wish it was just about the money.
I wouldn't care if it was, because that's not what we in it for.
No, it isn't. But that's what other people think.
I don't care about what people think, because it shouldn't matter. And the word is free to everyone.
Yes, it is.
So it shouldn't matter to them about how the man of God intercedes or gets what the monetary part,
right? Because
he's still preaching the word, and he's not preaching it for a cost. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So, I see what you're saying. I'm living witness to that. So yeah.
People get it twisted sometimes. When they think, oh, he's doing it for the money. What money?
Well, that's what I say.
We're not
mega churches, and we don't get that.
We don't have. I'm sorry.
Right.
Don't let me speak slang. Right. We don't have the jets and the Benzes and the mansions and stuff like that.
Right.
We live comfortably, and so if it was about the money,
half of us would have been gone.
We all would have been gone.
Oh, for sure. But I was surprised to hear First Lady Cynthia Perkins, because I have to admit, I kind of thought they had it going on because he's been around, for quite some time, over 50 years as a pastor, and very well known in the city, So I'm guilty of that for a moment, but I'm like, maybe she is, because I definitely am not. What has this role taught you about yourself?
Wow. Like I said, I'm still learning.
Absolutely.
This position, I don't apply pressure to myself. I try to be me.
Yes.
And I rather other people to see me for who I am.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to be fake. So my problems be worn on my face. I don't know how to, I know how to pull myself away when I'm uncomfortable. So, this position here is it's a challenge.
It is.
It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that's accepted from me.
Amen. Amen.
And as long as I got my husband by my side, I could never go wrong or fail. So, and for him, that's who I look to, and that's who I support when it comes to me being seen.
And I like that, because even though people, I guess this is what really bothers me, and this is a First Lady issue, people are more apt to accept the husband before they accept the First Lady. And it's a package deal. Sometimes it's a package deal. Look, you talk about it what you want, but I just think that it's unfair because it happens so often. This is a package deal.
I agree with you, but we don't get accepted that way separately, I know. When we come in together, I know you're going to have a relationship with my
pastor,
husband, but they make it where they have a relationship with me, Even if I feel uncomfortable, they still try to have a relationship with me. You got something that'd be like, I don't care.
Right.
Because that's not what I'm here for,
Well, we heard it straight from you, and I think that's what the platform for this show is. So we get an opportunity to hear it straight from First Lady. No chasers. I didn't say it. Pastor didn't say it. Minister Jackie didn't say it. First Lady Latoya said it, and you heard it straight from her. I think this position is very challenging. I'm sorry, Minister Jackie, is there something you want to say before I get ready to wrap up?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I would like to give out a lot of shouts.
Please do.
Vernine Hurst.
Hello, Lady Vernine Hurst.
Melonia Pearl.
Miss Pearl.
Tanisha Renee Darnell.
Oh my goodness, hello. Any of these people, you say hello.
Hey, Tanisha.
She made a comment. She said she makes balloons and you decorate.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm a witness to some of that.
Eris Lynch that said,
hey, Eris.
Love Lynch. Uriel Broadneck.
My mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Adriana Thomas.
Hello, Adriana Thomas.
And
that's our lady from
she would like to know, how old is Lady Johnson, because you said that all the kids are out the house.
Yeah.
And job well done, and it must be a proud moment for you.
I am 48. A lot of people don't believe
48,
that.
yeah.
When they see me, you are not 48. Show me your ID.
Well, that's a good thing.
Okay, we have Joanne Matthews,
Oh, thank you, First Lady Joanne.
Cherie Crawford,
Hello, Miss Crawford.
Hey, Miss Crawford.
Annette Johnson Contrell,
Hey,
Hello,
Auntie.
Miss Cottrell.
Kenya Powell,
Hello, Miss Powell.
Robin Crisell,
Oh, hello.
Tony Lene,
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. Hey, First Lady.
Dina Matthews,
Hey, Miss Matthews.
Minister Kyles,
Hello, Minister Kyles.
Ashley Nicole,
Hey,
Ashley.
sis.
Hey, sis.
Elaine Taylor,
Hey, sis.
Autumn Johnson,
Hey, daughter.
James Styles said, Mama,
Hey,
I
son.
love you.
Hey, son.
Bill Styles,
Hey, son.
and Denise Jones McLaughlin.
Hey, Sister Denise.
Okay, and there was some answers to your question.
Well, yes,
First Lady.
please. And just for future reference, bring those out quickly. Thank you.
The answers, you are to hold up your spouse and show other ladies how things are for themselves. That's from Andrea Thomas. And she also said First Lady has to remain humble for the sake of her husband and can't do things wrong because the eyes are simply for being a woman.
And that's true.
Amen
That's
to
true.
that.
I agree with that.
Amen to that.
Now, do have a couple of questions for you. Have a call in from Jason Alexander. He wants to know, were you and your husband married? Was he a minister or a pastor when y'all got married?
We were married before he became a minister.
pastor.
Okay.
So yes, we were together. You know me, I forget the 10 years.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
10 years
Oh,
before
wow.
he answered his calling.
Wow.
Okay. His second question to that, how much did you have to change, or if you had to change at all, once he became the pastor?
Good question.
I don't think I've changed. I think I've adapted.
Yeah. Yeah.
To,
I like that.
To
I like that.
To his
role.
His role.
I
So
love that.
I'm being me. I just have to do it correctly.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hey, I want you guys to know that this show is on every Tuesday. So even though you're here for First Lady, tune in next week for another First Lady. I love the platform for this show because otherwise, this small circle would just get an opportunity to know you. But all my viewers have to know how important it is to be not only as a First Lady, but an individual. Because really, we just women.
Yeah.
And I just, again, I just try to get people to understand we're really just women we just happen to be married to the pastor. We still doing the same thing. We still washing their clothes, And I guess people don't understand that. And maybe they don't need to understand that, but that's what the platform for this show is, to let you know there's no reason for you to judge me in any way. Pastor just happened to have chosen me.
That's right.
Pastor just happened to have chosen you. Yes. So before we get ready to go again, thank you all so much for tuning in, because there's so much going on in the world. You didn't have to tune in on Tuesdays, but we thank you so much for it. So before we get ready to go, I just want one more question for First Lady. This is the last Tell the Truth question. Behind the title, behind the smile, and behind the service, what do you want the world to know about the woman that God has created you to be?
What I want them to know is that I am very loving, very open. I would do or give anything that I could. I would be there to help, support where I can be. I'm just an all-around girl, like in a good way, and very supportive. To my family, to my kids, to my husband, to my church family.
Yes.
I try to be where I can be.
I love that.
When I can. If I can't, just don't hold me accountable for that. But I just try to be there. I'm just more of a doer.
We need that.
And I love it. And I love being able to be there for other people. So, and sometimes I do that too much. But I think that's what God has created me for, you know, because I feel so comfortable with doing it. So
I think you're absolutely right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here again from First and Foremost. We thank First Lady so much for being with us today. We thank Pastor for being in the audience. We thank Jason, and certainly we always thank Minister Jackie for being here to assist. And before we get ready to go, I just want, do you have any programmings coming up? Is there anybody else you want to shout out, since all your people were already online? But is there any final words that you want to say before we say farewell?
I did have, I have something that's very dear to me. By me being a victim of rape, I have a conference called the Women of Empowerment in Prayer and Teaching, which is called WEPT. And I have this conference every year. And so normally I have it this year, but I'm going to push it back. So to be determined on when the date is for that. And I will inform everyone on that.
Okay, I love that. And I am going to have to connect you with First Lady Sandra Glass, because she spoke candidly about some trauma that she experienced, and she's doing some great things in that area with a lot of our First Ladies and putting on conferences. And I think we all suffer from some kind of trauma.
Yeah.
I think the truth of it is we have to work our way through it, but you can't pretend like it didn't happen. And I think,
that's a whole nother story for me.
Okay. Well, I look forward to getting some information about that, because I'm
Yes.
certain many of us will be present. So I thank you so much for that, Jason. I know he's giving me the cut sign, so I'm going to let you guys go. Again, this has been another wonderful episode of First and Foremost. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. One of the things I want you to keep in mind is that the title may be First Lady, but the truth is that every woman has a voice. Keep using yours. So until next week, take care, God bless, and thank you again. Good night, everyone.